All right, we're on. We've got another episode. This is a big podcast. This is an exciting podcast.
Yeah.
I'm joined with Gab. Gab, how are you?
Yeah, good. Good to meet you, mate.
Yeah, nice to meet you. My name's Louis.
My name is Anabolic Gabe.
Anabolic Gabe on Instagram. Go check him a follow.
Oh, yeah, cool.
How'd you sleep?
How did I sleep? So I was going to go cycling in the morning. I only got 7 hours.
Yep.
And I woke up, I'm like, nah, stuff this. I am not waking up.
Yep.
I'm just going back to bed. So I kind of got 7 hours and 2 hours. So
Okay.
9, not optimal. What about you?
Yeah, no, I actually had a good sleep last night. Always trying to improve. I think I just had 8 hours.
Just always strive to improve.
Yeah, always striving to
It's
improve.
really good.
But the consistent wake ups are big. The daylight savings kind of threw me around a bit.
Oh, yeah.
In a good way, though.
Realize, yeah.
Yeah, in a good way. So been waking up earlier and just trying to continue that through. So it's almost like a free 6 a.m. wake up for me now.
Now, the real question is, how did you sleep?
How did you sleep at home?
You listening on the radio there? How did you sleep, mate?
Yeah.
Answer it down below.
Yeah, actually let us know.
Yeah, definitely. Please let us know.
No,
we
don't.
really care.
No, don't.
Yeah, don't fill up those DMs any more than they already are.
Please.
I'm kidding.
What happened this week, Gab?
Nothing, mate. I've just bloody twiddled my thumbs all week. What about? No, I'm kidding. We've had an absolutely huge week.
Yep.
So we had the Easter long weekend, which wasn't a long weekend at all. The NTF bosses were
Brigade
in there just trying to get as much production out of us as possible. So it was pretty ridiculous. So essentially, I made this promise that the meal plans would be out in a week if everything went all good.
Yep.
Everything kind of went all good. Like the tech team had a few issues, but we ironed them out in terms of deployment for the meal plans and things like that. And then they were like, oh no, this recipe, I stuffed up the numbers. We just need to redo everything quickly.
Yeah.
So they had to stay up until unearthly hours, and it was a whole lot going on, but we got there in the end. And yeah, it was just honestly so much work. Like you guys, in terms of the back end stuff, there is just like endless amounts of work to do for it. It's like, it's a lot more than meets the eye. So essentially the past week has been absolutely grinding away at those. And to be honest, I'm pretty burnt out and exhausted after that. Yesterday I did absolutely nothing. Just watched football highlights and twiddled my thumbs played chess all day.
Yep.
And
what's your score?
We're not talking about that. I'm really bad. It's like 700 for anyone that knows chess ratings. So.
Yeah, and take off 200 of that because he's on a podcast.
Yeah, no, it actually is 700. I'm not lying, but yeah. And yeah, so meal plans are out. It was a pretty unreal day on the launch. Like the reception was so good. Like
hectic.
You guys like broke our website.
How about these kids who are coming in like before the announcement? They were going onto our website and buying things.
That was so funny. So we were like testing out a few things on our website. So the page was already live, like because I was trying to create it, and it wasn't drafted anymore. And these kids were searching up meal plan in the search bar and bought it, and like. Quite a few of them bought it. And I'm like, geez, you guys are really keen. Like, good on them. But lucky everything was ready for it, though. So, it was
good to go.
Yeah. It was a good way to test it. Like, if a small amount trickling through was like almost like a little informal beta testing thing, test it out. So, it was great. And...
Huge.
Yeah, did you do much over the Easter?
Pretty quiet Easter, pretty stock standard. Ate a fair bit of chocolate. I've just had a little bit more news on the wrist. I've got another 6 weeks in this brace, which is really annoying. I was hoping to make round 1, which was going to be on Saturday, the 10th of April. It's going to be a night game. So like really flat, like super flat about that, to be honest. It kind of feels like I'm just always injured at the moment. So working through that, but apparently 6 more weeks and then hopefully out of the brace and into full contact.
Well, mate, don't worry about not playing footy. You've got podcasts and YouTube videos to edit. That's even better, isn't it?
Exactly right. That's I love editing the podcast and YouTube videos. So there's a bit of that to do. But yeah, nice Easter. Nice to be on the roll with 9ToFive. It feels like it's been a really great start to the month for us, I think.
Yeah, 100%. It's been absolutely unreal. And, mate, run us through what your 6-week plan is for this next hibernation period.
Yeah. So on top of having a wrist injury, I also have osteitis pubis in my groin. So actually working through with my physio and coach at the moment with how I can go about trying to stamp that out, hopefully within this 6 weeks, or try and make it as best or as usable as possible. So yeah, I've got a bit of a 6-week plan. It's increasing load and then dropping off load in terms of my running. So building up that groin and then also strength training for the groin. So I've got like looking at it as a positive is I've got 6 weeks to sort my groin out, and then hopefully the season is injury free.
Yeah, that'd be good if you could really get on top of that and get strong. So on the Joe Rogan podcast, they consume all sorts of, they smoke weird substances, they drink weird drinks. But here, I'm drinking a smoothie, a protein smoothie, because we just got our supplement drop for this month, and it is absolutely huge. We actually just recorded a YouTube video on it, talking through our $1,000 supplement budget. When we eat, all of us eat. We got stuff for my girlfriend. You didn't treat your girlfriend.
No, you threw me under the
bus. Mum, dad, blah blah blah, whatever.
Yeah,
we had a huge supplement haul, so that YouTube video will be up at some stage. But yeah, I'm just having my usual tropical protein smoothie with some Blessed vegan protein powder. For anyone that likes vegan protein powder, the Blessed is 100% the best. So yeah, supplement order was another thing that happened this week. And another thing that happened for me personally, I actually bought some Bitcoin. This isn't a financial podcast.
It's going to be now.
It is. This is we'll give the disclaimer. This isn't personal financial advice.
Can I have just a little step by step on how you go about buying Bitcoin for the users at home?
Yeah. So actually, my girlfriend's brother, he's like a Bitcoin expert. He's really obsessed with this stuff. So he was the man to talk to about all of this, and he basically told me to set up an account on the Independent Reserve, and you essentially just deposit money into that, and then you buy through that. And yeah, it's pretty simple, to be honest.
Yeah, straightforward.
And yeah, again, this isn't personalized financial advice. I just thought, Bitcoin, there's a lot of hype around it. I believe in it as a currency, and I may as well have a little bit of exposure to it in my overall portfolio. So
yeah, nice. That's very exciting. You're also in the ASX as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just holding some ETFs at the moment. And
yeah.
Your portfolio is comprised of more individual stocks, but we could do a whole podcast on finance stuff.
Yeah, we could on what not to do.
Yeah, what not to do, how to lose lots of money.
We could,
Stonks.
Yeah. I reckon we could get someone on for that could actually talk about. Well, if you guys want that, let us know. If you want like some really rookie step by step what to do, like to invest,
how to just like lose all your money.
And then
if you've got too much money and you don't like going down to the pokies, we've got other ways for you to lose your money.
That is the 9-to-5 financial plan.
Exactly.
The lottery and the pokies.
Well done, guys. But we do have quite a bit to talk about.
Yeah.
This is going to be more of a mailbag and story time oriented podcast episode. So we've written down a few good ones. We've got them up in front of us. So
I was just wondering first, meal plans. Is there a chance you might slip us in a promo code in this podcast? Just wondering.
Almost forgot about that. So
yeah.
We know there's a lot of loyal listeners here, and we want to reward you. You need to be compensated for your efforts. So at some point in this podcast, there will be a discount for the meal plans. I don't know what the amount is yet. I've got to decide. Yep. But it'll be slipped in here somewhere if I remember. So you got to listen to the whole thing because you're a real OG homie. So yeah, we'll get that discount in there. Actually, we'll start the mailbag off with some of the FAQs, frequently asked questions about the meal plans. There've been just heaps of people messaging us for stuff that might not be that obvious. So do you want to start asking me some stuff?
Yeah, so this is a pretty common question. So I'm like a bigger lad, but I'm trying to put on muscle. I don't know if I should get the cutting or the bulking diet. Which way should I go about that? So like I'm maybe like plus 25% body fat, let's say.
So you're a little bit chunky. Like
chunky but funky.
Yeah.
And I want to put on muscle, but I also kind of want to lose weight. But I don't know if that's possible because...
Yeah, so I suppose we'll start off with your experience in the gym. So if you've soaked up a lot of your newbie gains and you're close to your genetic potential, which I presume you're not if you're at this body composition. So basically, it is... When you're a beginner, you can decrease body fat and increase muscle mass at the same time, or body recomposition. But if you're not a beginner or close to the advanced level, then like for me, it'd be very difficult to do that at this stage, obviously, because I'm built different. So yeah, got to slip that in every podcast. So if you're a bigger lad, I'd definitely recommend getting on the shred plan because that'll have a very high protein macronutrient proportion.
Yeah.
So if you're a beginner and you're on our resistance program as well, you're going to completely, if you follow it really closely, you're going to completely, what's the word? It's a body recomposition. Yeah. So you're gonna tone up, mate. You're gonna increase your muscle mass and decrease your body fat. You're gonna get absolutely shredded. So yeah, definitely recommend that shred plan.
Yep.
And getting on a resistance program at the same time. However, there are these other people that are like skinny fat.
Yeah.
So if you're skinny fat, I'd recommend, like, you don't have any muscle mass there to begin with. That's why you're skinny fat. So I'd recommend getting on a lean bulk plan because use this winter, use this off season. If I don't know, we probably only have Australians listening. It's currently approaching autumn, winter, that kind of off season.
Yeah.
So get in a lean bulk. Use this time to really stack on some lean muscle, and again on a resistance program too. And then when it comes around to summer, around the September, October time, you can get on a shred plan and you'll have all this muscle mass that you've created in the off season, and you'll just absolutely peel back that body fat on the shred plan. And you'll just like, that's what I did in 2019, like lean bulk, went to Malaysia, absolutely stacked on a shit ton of muscle. And then remember when I got back and I was just like looking like a new person.
Yeah, 100%.
I reckon, do that.
So if you're skinny fat, you're bulking.
Yeah.
And if you're just fat.
Yeah, if you're just fat, a bit chunky, shred. Yeah.
Go the shred with high protein and working out at the same time, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
And we've got resistance plans for that as well. If you want to get involved, or if you know what you're doing in the gym, then hit the gym, use the meal plan.
Exactly right.
Good. Next question.
You guys won't leave us alone with this next one. It's not enough that we've just released the shredding and the lean bulk. When is the maintenance and the hard gaining coming out? Well, mate, I haven't bloody slept in. I don't want to know how long, but you know. No, I've been sleeping well, but like it's been bloody hard work. And the maintenance and hard gain, I'm not even thinking about them for now. I'm going to be honest.
They're a long way off.
Yeah, they're when I can be bothered getting back into product development, I'll get onto the maintenance and hard gain and stuff. So, like for the moment, like if you're wanting to put on muscle mass or you're wanting to bulk up, the lean bulk will sort you fine for the moment. The hard gainer can come down the track if you're really, really struggling. But for the most part, these things are auto-regulated, so you should be putting on mass on a lean bulk anyway, since you're in a surplus. So and the maintenance, I understand some people might not are just happy with where they are and they want to maybe change their meals up. So I understand what you're saying, but the maintenance will be out at some stage. I'm saying maybe 1 to 2 months.
Yeah. Also, if you are ordering a meal plan and you're going through our website or you're listening to this and you're thinking about it, but when you order it, make sure you put all your characteristics and credentials in correctly, because we've had a few people say, like, we've built them this bloody meal plan and then they're like, actually, I did this wrong. It's like, mate, we've just spent a couple of hours making this thing. Yeah. And like we're at a complete loss.
We're at a loss if so we're not doing it for anyone. If you stuff something up in the thing, like it's on you. Like if we did it for everyone, we would have so much extra. I know it's pretty cutthroat, it's pretty brutal, but it's something that needs to be done. Yeah. So we do say it really explicitly, like it's your responsibility to make sure you put in the right things. We had a few emails of people going like, oh, I meant to buy the shred thing, but your thing's stuffed up and put it's like, no, why are you the only person that is stuffed up for? It didn't stuff up. It's literally like an algorithm that it goes through.
We also have to be careful of people like who are buying a lean, like a shred program, and then they message us, say, actually, I wanted the bulk. It's like, well, mate, you just like, we're at a complete loss. There's nothing we can do about that. I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to buy it again, unfortunately. It's just, if that's the case.
It's just business, baby, honestly. Like that's how it works.
Cash is king. Next question.
Yeah, so a few people asking like vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free plans.
Yeah.
So like the meal plans are general advice. We're not specialists. We have no idea what vegans or people with special dietary requirements need. Therefore, to be completely irresponsible, we made a meal plan catered for you. Maybe down the line when we expand more, we'll hire some specialists, nutritionists, and specialize in, accommodating to those sorts of requirements. But it'd be hugely irresponsible for us to give anyone with these special needs a recommendation, because simply we don't know what we're talking about with that stuff. We can generally say, get on a vegan protein supplement, just have some soybeans or whatever, but like it'd be completely compromising the quality of our products, and we couldn't get a high quality
it's impossible.
We couldn't do it.
We can't do it.
I'm sorry, we're not trying to discriminate against you, but it'd just be irresponsible by us.
Yeah. And we want to do the right thing.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe down the track at some point, or if there are any nutritionists that want to work with us that specialize in this kind of thing, maybe we can look at that. But
100%.
And so another question that is actually answered in the meal plans itself, like how long do you keep things in the fridge for and everything like that. So my general rule is you don't want to keep anything in the fridge for more than 3 days. And they're like, oh, well, Gab, your thing says 6 serves. What do you mean? And it's like, well, there's actually this wonderful invention called the freezer. Now, the freezer prolongs perishable
That should
food
be
items.
either above or under your fridge.
Yeah, exactly.
Or next to it.
Yeah, or next to it. Yeah. So put it in the freezer. So if you cook
The other
5 serves of the chicken and rice, the non-cardboard tasting chicken and rice, have 1 serve on the spot, put 2 in the fridge, even 3 in the fridge, and put the leftover ones in the freezer. Then you're just putting it in the microwave and it'll be sweet. Like, honestly, pretty good. The only exception to that is if you're having seafood.
Ooh.
Now, seafood tastes pretty disgusting if you're having leftover seafood.
Yeah.
It's just, you don't want to be messing with that kind of stuff. So,
No.
if you're having seafood, generally you want to consume it on the spot, or maximum, you want to be consuming it the day after. Any more than that, just don't do it. It's pretty disgusting. Like, I've learned that. I've tried to have, like, barramundi 3 days after, and like, oh mate, that's gone in the bin. Like, that's
you don't. That's a science experiment. You don't want to open that up. That's you're in strife there.
Yeah. So you don't. Yeah. It essentially just. Yeah, I've answered that. So
good.
We'll get onto the non-meal plan related stuff now.
Enough meal plan chat. Let's get into some questions about gym or just about life in general. Yep. And now we've got a great one here. This guy, so it's Josh Rennie, I believe it is. Yeah, Josh Rennie. He messaged me personally, said some really nice stuff. Thank you, mate. We appreciate it. But essentially he is, I'm going to my first year as a captain of a football club. So I was just wondering if on the podcast you talk about a little bit about leadership and like responsibilities in leadership. Now, yeah, we can definitely do that. We're pretty young, like we haven't been the president, but I'm sure we can talk about that a little bit. Even if it's just like the effect leadership has had on us in the past. Now, I was lucky enough to vice captain a club, and I was like a serious baby, you know, like it was. I don't want to say a charity role.
Well, it wasn't the under 14s either. It was
it was the seniors. But I mean, I was really helped by around like a lot of really good people. But I think leadership is like I more lead from the point of kind of I can do things well. So let's say it's footy training. I can rock up on time to footy training. I can train 100%. With a lot of effort, and I can clean up the water bottles at the end of the night. So that's one side of leadership, I think. And if you are going to a footy club as a captain, you should be doing all of that. You should be bringing people along with you. I think another side, especially spoken about a lot in the AFL, is like having chats with people when they're doing the wrong thing. So maybe you're at your footy club and someone said like made a homophobic slur or like a racist slur. As the captain, it's your job to go and pull them up. And that's really hard to do, but that's something you have to do. And I think that's a huge part of leadership. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I know. I think that you may have had more experience in leadership than I have. I never had any of those leadership roles in the school or anything like that. But I suppose actually being the CEO of 9to5, and we've got a few employees now and things like that. It's not. I'm not in control of a full, brigade of people, but there are a few people, and I suppose I learned a lot of things from my previous boss that I worked for. He was a really good mentor for me and a really good example. And I'm a big believer in not micromanaging people, kind of instilling people with trust and making them believe why they're here in the first place. So micromanagers are the worst, like where they have to oversee absolutely bloody everything that you're doing. That's painful. It's absolutely painful. So the way that I like to, I don't know if it's leading or just like, like managing resources and things like that is, kind of like, it's when we learn in business management, like a laissez-faire kind of management style is, you do you.
Often works best.
Report back to me when it's all done kind of thing.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, like come back to me. But, I'm instilling you with this trust, go and do it kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And make this your own domain.
And leadership can be in so many different like facets of life, I think. So it can be in business, it can be in sport, it can be just in day-to-day life, and how you conduct yourself is a big part of that. I think like going in, like a really big part, like a really kind of organic or raw leadership is at a sports club, and you are the captain. That's just like, that's straight up. Like you have to lead people when you're on the field, when you're off the field, and everything in between. I mean, Josh, like from my point of view, it was how I conducted myself. People are different though. Like often a captain is they're not necessarily the best player, but like they do other things really well, or they lead from how they speak, or they lead with how they pick up the water bottles at the end of a training. You know,
I like looking back on my experiences or things that I've observed in leadership as well. A lot of it is like giving people belief and leading by example. Even if you're like the head of a company and you might be feeling like absolute shit, but you don't want to be making your own mood and your own disbelief influencing other people, because if their leader's feeling like shit and has no belief, they're not going to have any belief either, and they're going to be, you know, unmotivated and things like that. So I know there's all this talk about like it's okay not to be okay, things like that, but I don't know, like I feel as though that might be an exception to it. Like if you are a leader, you want to be inspiring people and them to be following along with you. So,
but it can also be really inspiring to speak up when you are not okay. So there's like there's two sides of it. But 100% agree with that. I think it's also really important to select your leader. So like if there's a dickhead online, you know, I can think of a TikToker straight away, and not in the fitness industry, but like all these 16-year-olds are watching him and stuff, and they're choosing him as like a way to be someone to lead them, and like that can be so destructive, and it creates, you know,
definitely choose who you're influenced by. Even the people that you follow on Instagram and things like that, like that's a limited amount of bandwidth that you have during the day, and you don't have time to be listening into these bad influences and things like that who just
exactly
how I'd like to put it. Do you have anything more to talk about on the leadership?
No, I think that's I think we've done that well. Obviously we're not too up on, like it's a difficult thing to talk about without having a whole lot of experience, but hopefully that can help you out a bit, Josh.
For those loyal listeners that are in here, you know, a lot of you would be thinking just scroll to the end because that's when the discount code is. I'm just going to surprise you. It's happening now. So the discount code is going to be podcast. So just type in podcast at checkout, and that'll give you $10 off a meal plan. So instead of $60, it'll be $50, a bit more affordable. You know, they're arguably a little bit pricey, but I think like you're 100% getting what you pay for here, and we don't want to undersell a really high quality product that we've put a whole lot of effort into. So anyway, let's get on to the story time. We've got a really good story for today. I think you're quite excited about this one.
I think this is our best story time. It's really well written as well. And it's got a bit of gossip. So it's got an AFL player in it. And this guy, I like the way he's written it. So this is from Nick McMahon. And now I did ask Nick, I said, hey, Nick, is it okay if we say your name? Like, do you want us to say your name? And he said, I would love you to say my name because I want to apologise to this footballer. So I'll get right into it. So I just finished listening to your podcast episode where Louis apologised to Cripper, and it reminded me of a time when I found myself in a similar situation and thought it would be a great story time for your segment. So one night a few years back, I was having a night out at the Court, Perth nightclub, where I happened to see Jesse Hogan. I believe he'd just been picked by Freo at the time. As I just arrived, when I saw him, I wasn't too pissed yet. Good, that's a good start. Gradually, our group migrated towards him, and I took the opportunity to politely and respectfully say something along the lines of, "Hey Jesse, I'm a big fan, and
I'm in your corner for a big comeback season, and hope you have a good night."
You take it on.
To his credit, he shook my hand and said, "Thanks, mate." As he was having a tough time with form and outside stuff at the time, I didn't make anything more of it and went back to my group a few meters away. Then, no less than 5 minutes later, I get a tap on the shoulder and I turned around and it was a girl that seemed pretty annoyed. She said, "I am Jesse's girlfriend, and I am wondering if you're going to hang around Jesse and annoy him all night, because that's not what we came here for." Very unsure as to how I was hanging around him in a packed venue 5 meters away from him, I apologized to her and told her I meant no trouble and got my mates to move to a different part of the club. Ha ha ha. Full stop. As your podcast has such a huge audience, I'm not sure how huge it is, but yeah, it should be all right. Yeah. I am sure Jesse is listening. I'm sure Jesse is listening, and I'd also like to formally apologize to himself and to whoever that girl was for causing any distress and wish him all the luck at GWS. Hope this makes next week's potty, as I have lost sleep over this every night since and really want a clean slate. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, so that was the same as me with Cripper. I couldn't sleep until I apologized, and I think that's so fair. So I emailed back. I said, "Hey mate, is it okay if we say your name?" He said, "Happy to have my name read out. So if I ever see him again, he'll know how truly sorry I am."
I'm just going to stop you there. Cripper did see that apology too.
He viewed the story.
He viewed the story. We absolutely baited him in. We saw Patrick Cripps with that blue tick next to it. Mate, bloody respond. You got an apology sitting there. Come on, it's on you now.
Mate, no way is someone going to make a podcast with your name on it and you don't listen to it. I don't care who it is. If it's the fucking Teletubbies, I'm listening to it. That's happening. All right, let's get... So essentially what's happened here is Nick is at a nightclub and then he's seen Jesse Hogan kind of brushing past, said, hey, mate, I just think you're going to have like a really good season. I'm in your corner, like so excited, and then moved on because, he's not a creep. And then Jesse Hogan's missus came up to him and said, I hope you're not going to annoy him all night because that's not what we're on for.
The nerve.
The absolute nerve.
My God.
I reckon that's painful. So... Yeah. I'm sure they have another story, but we're reaching out to Jesse Hogan here, and we're going to do the same thing. He's getting a tag.
Yeah. You're getting a tag, mate.
You're getting a tag. So this is Nick saying sorry for what he did at the Court, a Perth nightclub.
Yep.
But Jesse's girlfriend, I think she needs to kind of check herself a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know, Jesse, if you've got any thoughts on this, I've got no idea if you're still with her or if...
Yeah, me neither.
Maybe, anything like that. Maybe you realise that she wasn't the one or something like that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We don't know what your relationship status is.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'd definitely like to hear your thoughts, Jesse, on the situation.
I'd love to hear it.
Yeah. Maybe there's a different story. Maybe he said something offensive that he's not telling us about.
Yeah.
Although we do believe Nick. We do believe this is the truth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
And we have to go off what we've been given. So until Jesse comes back to us and says, this is not what happened, Nick was actually a dickhead and he kept jumping on me and I was just trying to have a good time.
Yeah.
Until Jesse replies, where this is cold hard facts from Nick McMahon.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I think that's pretty shocking, to be honest. Like from a girlfriend. If this is true and, what's the word that they say in court? It's, not like it's innocent until proven guilty, like beyond all reasonable doubt and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Yeah, we can't say too much, but yeah, I don't know.
But I totally understand that feeling of feeling shocking after something like that. And it's often when you wake up the next morning, you go, oh no, what have I done? I do, however, think mine was a lot worse than yours, Nick. So I think I hope you can sleep now. Like, I think you can get your 9 hours.
You've got it off your chest now. You don't need to stress anymore. Jesse's 100% listening to this. So.
Yeah, well, we'll see that blue tag pop up on the story.
Yeah.
I'll be checking after we tag him. And yeah, we take no prisoners here.
Yeah, exactly.
We've had a few footy. Just quickly.
I know what you're going to say.
I get, sometimes if I, just before bed, I get a bit bored and we have a lot of people view our stories on Instagram and it's really easy to, slide through, 4,000 people really quickly and you can see a blue tick straight away. Yeah. Mate, we are getting some funny viewers.
Yeah.
A fair few footballers.
Yeah, okay.
A lot from WA.
Yeah.
And
Baz Lenker.
He has.
Baz Lenker's viewed.
He's viewed one. That was. Oh, we also tagged him.
We also baited you in, mate. Got the fishing rod. Absolutely baited him in.
Mate, we're going to be hated by footballers.
Oh, mate, whatever, honestly.
Seriously, yeah, if you play AFL, though, and you want to come on the potty, we'd love to have you on. Yeah. But yeah, so we see you if you are an avid listener / viewer of our story, and we appreciate it. Yeah. So keep it up.
Yeah, thanks for viewing our stories.
Good stuff.
Anyway, do we have anything else to talk about, or is that it? I reckon that's...
I think that's it. It's a bit of a shorter one, but I think it's a good one. Yeah. And thanks so much for everyone's questions. That kind of story time is what we want.
Yeah, don't be like, oh, ha ha ha, I bench, or what's one of the shit ones you've got?
Something about I don't know. I don't even want it. It's not even worth the airtime. But
yeah.
And we appreciate people writing it in, but chances are if it's a really personal joke or something, it's just not gonna fly.
An inside joke that only you understand. It's
yeah, it's not gonna be it. So keep sending them in, but we want juicy content. We want to be calling people out, and we want to be able to tag celebrities in our story and see them pop up.
We want more bait. We want more bait. Give us celebrity stories, guys.
Yeah, let's go right to the top.
Yeah,
who's Donald Trump?
No,
anyone got anything?
He's a bit irrelevant now. He's not the president
He
anymore.
is a little bit irrelevant.
Who's like The Rock, Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yeah. They'll view it.
Like Kim Kardashian, Kanye West.
Yeah, and we can do a Zoom call with him as well.
Yeah, Kanye would hop on a Zoom.
Yeah.
I'd chat to him about how much I prefer Skepta than him or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know that man Skepta, he's pretty sick.
Skepta,
you know?
and you got the shoes coming.
Yeah, I got this. Oh yeah, that's what happened this week. I got my Skepta shoes coming. So shout out to everyone that sent me links and entered on my behalf. You guys are absolute legends. So yeah,
good stuff. We're just talking shit now.
Yeah, we're just talking shit.
Let's call it there.
End it. Yeah.
Good. See you, bye.
Cool.